Mine's on silent, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few in the chat right now. I want to welcome everybody. If we are live yet already, we should be, because we are live.
I like to have it on, but I usually put it.
Why now?
We're live.
Okay, I want to welcome everybody into the chat. Right now, I see only Robert, but we're going to give it a few minutes. Just welcome everybody as they come in. I know Victoria, I don't know if she's still on yet. She usually ends at 5:30. So how was the day for y'all over at y'all location, weather-wise?
It's getting bad now. We're supposed to be getting that storm coming up. I guess it could be a tropical depression by the time it gets to us.
Yeah, I saw that during the news this morning.
Yeah.
What kind of storm are you talking about?
A tropical depression.
It's following the coast.
Yeah.
I think it started around Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia.
Georgia.
He's trying to change it so he doesn't sound like a Massachusetts. He doesn't sound.
I'd rather hear him with that Cajun slang.
Yeah.
Louis, you have to understand. Me and Johnny only live about an hour 45 minutes away from each other.
Oh, that's good.
I've only been up here for a year, but I still have my keys. What you were saying?
No. I was just saying, you guys ever bump into each other when you're picking, or you ever meet up?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're planning on that. Robert and Johnny and I, we're going to try to do. There's a couple of flea markets that are around here that we want to meet up with.
Right. So, welcome, Queen Cleopatra in the house. Hail to the Queen.
Hello, Queen. Thank you for subscribing.
We are not worthy, Queen.
Yeah, this Friday I will have my first auction with Queen Cleopatra in Victoria.
Nice.
I'll be the guest this Friday.
The one you have to watch out for. The one you have to watch out for is where Fenton shows up in the chat. That's what you.
That's my boy. We can, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Usually he would never go live, and he went live on our show. Welcome, January House, Mike.
Hello. Yeah, it's pretty hot here.
Yeah, it's been like in the 70s today, but it started raining real hard a little while ago. So we get.
I don't care about the rain. I'd love the 70s. Oh.
Yes, it was.
Jennifer's here.
Jennifer just came in.
Hello, Jennifer.
Miss Jennifer.
Hello, everybody.
Now, anyway,
isn't she something?
Yes, I love me some Jennifer. She's quick at that entry of everybody's links.
Kid? I laughed the other day, Johnny. You were saying I was about to type, and then boom, she had it up.
Yeah,
it's like she already has everybody. It's almost like if everybody. I know Jen knows who it is, but Bum Crack Picker.
Yeah,
he is like. I think he has 7 or 8 different chats, and he's just all like, wow.
Welcome, Kevin.
I think Jennifer is very organized. She's got a list there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Marcus, big text picker.
Boom.
Here comes another Massachusetts crew.
Lady Luck Jump Danica, welcome.
Another Texan.
Yes.
We got Marcus.
Miss anybody.
Lady Luck.
Yeah. Kevin, Never Ending Saga just came in. Welcome. Swamp Picker, welcome in the house. That's another one from Louisiana.
Yep. What's up, Glenn?
Man,
she did a good talk.
She did what? Welcome, Brad.
I know we're supposed to get a couple other from Texas that they said they were going to come on. So
those Texans, they're taking over.
Yeah, we're going to get a few more in. We can get started. Go ahead and start introducing. We're going to start with you, Louis. Go ahead and introduce yourself for those that might not know who you are. I know you have your subscribers getting up there on your list, but go ahead and talk about yourself, what you do, what platforms you might sell on, and that kind of thing. But I want to also welcome Dan, the answering man. He just came in. Brittany's brand. Brittany with those brand.
Oh,
and Larry, LL Stash, welcome.
There's Larry.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are.
Hello, everybody. I go by the moniker of The Lone Star Picker. Make sure to put that in because I found out I had competition when I decided, let me try this YouTube thing. And I've been watching for over a year, watching a lot of you, and I'd stumble in and stumble back, and great community. I'm just, I'm really flabbergasted, and I find it a great joy and a delight to be here, and I'm really learning a lot from everybody. And that's kind of where my momentum comes in. As a reseller, I'm finding that it's been a plethora of just like energy, and like you guys are so inspiring. Everybody's motivating. You get a down day, you just watch a YouTube, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's been a good thing. But I've been in reselling community for quite some time. I don't like admitting it, but I've actually been doing it since I was probably like a little kid. I grew up next to one of the largest flea markets in California. And my grandmother had this farm across from a flea market on Berryessa Road in San Jose, California. And I caught the bug early on. I was a little kid, and I wanted stuff. So my aunt would give me like $5, and I would stretch that for like literally a half a year. I could go buy something, find something, trade something, end up selling it. And then I learned, I'm like, oh, this is how they do it. And I'd come home and I'd like have an extra 20 in my pocket, learning how to balance that, how to how do you stretch this? How is the value inherent in just something so simple? So it all started there when I was young, but I'm on platforms like eBay. I like this one called Depop. I've been a little lazy on it. I need to list some stuff on there. Just about to sell some. I do a lot of sneakers and vintage T-shirts, mostly on those platforms. Kind of segregate them. I don't like to keep them on eBay too much. I have a few things, but and the other one I do is Grail. I got like hats I need to load off of that thing. Facebook Marketplace too. So. And so I go by Lone Star Louie. Just call me Louie. Just don't call me late for any drinks.
And how does the Depop work?
So Depop is an interesting thing. I caught onto it about a half a year, or maybe a little more than half a year ago. There was some young fellows that was like at the Goodwill bins. Some people who are watching may not know, or who maybe watching this again. It's not a brick and mortar Goodwill per se, and it's like they just shovel that stuff in. But since this pandemic started, I haven't really gone. I maybe went once, but it's a gold mine. You can walk in there days and maybe even a week and not find anything. All of a sudden, you find like tons and tons of stuff. And I found stuff left and right. It's like going to a thrift store.
Right.
Either somebody's been picking at it, or the other day I dropped my daughter off and I said, I'm going to take this route. And when I did, I saw this thrift store. And as I go in there, I'm like, brand new place, filled with stuff. Found a book for $2, flipped it. It just sold today. I think for like $75.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
I want to welcome tomorrow Yellow Brick Road. She's driving and listening to us. So welcome. Thank you for listening. And Frank Hall Jr., welcome to the chat. All right, Derek.
Be careful, Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, we had I don't know how close the one is to you, Johnny, but I have to drive another hour and 10 minutes to get up to the one in New Hampshire. That's the closest one.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have any unless I go to Connecticut, but I'd rather go up and have nice weather and look at the mountains and that way. But
yeah, I think the ones we went to were in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Hudson.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Is it nicer stuff up there?
I like
in terms of
the thing I liked about it was they had that was my first time ever in a Benz, and I was leery about it because the way people were just like ultras on those Benz,
Yeah.
But I just basically stayed on the sides where it had all the baskets and shopping carts and boxes and crates on the sidewalls where nobody was going.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's like the leftovers. I'm still finding good stuff there, but I would not want to go into the midst of everybody because it was like an lion's den,
Well, that's it.
I don't know. That's just not me. So I basically went to the sides where they had the glass cases, and I found all kind of stuff in there. And I sold almost all of that already. But the still thing is, I don't know. It's not
the
me.
first time I went up for my birthday. My buddy Joe and Anthony Pittsburgh was here visiting me for the week, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna enjoy it up here. You're gonna enjoy it." And I literally was finding 80s and 70s toys in the bins. And what was happening was everybody was picking the tops. I was all done. Everybody walked away. I just pushed everything aside and everything down in the bottom.
Right.
Isn't that something? People don't look. Yeah.
G.I. Joe's, Star Wars, everything on the bottom. Guns and So
I know if I go again,
you
it's gonna
happen
be
to know.
gloves. You got to wear gloves in them places.
Mhm. I have. Well, I wear regular gloves, and then I have these construction gloves that I wear.
Yeah, those
The
work great. Yeah.
First time I went in and I found a U2 concert T-shirt, and I saw it. I went and I grabbed for it. I pulled out, and there was 2 fish hooks. I was hooked.
Oh wow!
I was like, so I'm standing there, like I'm like, ma'am, and can you help me? And she looked at me, and she's like, you know what the first thing she did? You know what the first thing she did? Oh, look at the shirt.
She walked away.
No, she tried to grab my new shirt. was like,
I thought you were going to say she pickpocketed you. So Johnny, she probably tried to pickpocket him and walk away. Here, go bleed to death.
I want to welcome Victoria, Adventures in Reselling. She just came back in from her show. Courtney, Cody's in. Welcome.
Cody.
Let's see who else I missed.
Janet Ortega.
Janet, welcome. Yeah, she was in the chat a little while ago with us on Victoria's channel. Okay, before we go any further, anyone who may have questions for our guests, go ahead and put them in the chat for us. And also, if you would not mind putting in my name so I can see it pop up in orange, so I know that you have a question for anyone on the panel for our guest today. Okay, go ahead, Derek.
All right. So, like I said, everybody, my name is Derek, NASCAR Man 3345. I've been doing it since I was a kid too. I started on eBay in '98 when it first came out. When you used to get checks and money orders and everything in the
you
mail.
beat me by a year or two.
Yeah, I was there. Well, I was in the military, like Johnny was too, and so we were already ahead of the game because I was in San Diego, so we knew about all this stuff. When I was in the Persian Gulf in '91. I learned really, really well about reselling because I would have my parents send me Levi jeans. And I was on the aircraft carrier, so I would have care packages coming in on a P3. And next thing you know, they're like, why you keep on getting jeans? And I'm like, what do you mean, why am I getting jeans? And they're like, watch. I would walk into the black market in Qatar, take my 3 days, and I would literally get $60 to $100 worth in merchandise or money for these brand new jeans. And
that's a lot of money there.
I'm like, this. Johnny knows. You're sitting there going, thank you. So, of course, being a flight captain, I was in charge of a 14 F-14 2 flight crews. Those captains knew. They were like, dude, you got the hookup. I was a logistics major to them. So whatever they wanted, I could get them. I still have probably 200 DVDs that I was getting for nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were like Radio O'Reilly.
and it was so much fun. So when I got back home and I did the medical thing and then I opened up my own restaurant, it was on the weekends when I had a day off, I was like, I still had that niche, and being where I have 4 flea markets within 20 miles in the radius of where I am, I could hit each and this is how we do it here. And I know, Johnny, you could do it in Mass. If you buy something near you, you go across the bridge, which is West Bay for us. You could sell it on West Bay in West Bay for a split second. You buy something on the West Bay, you bring it here to the East Bay. You make good money on it. So you learn how to play.
Just figure out your market and just kind of push it. Yeah.
I'll tell you hello, Victoria, when you first came in, but hello again, Victoria. She just came in from her show.
So,
by the way, Derek, I was on the USS Saratoga CV-60, and I got off there when they decommissioned it in 1991.
Yep.
What aircraft? It was the USS Saratoga. So it was CV-60. What was yours?
That was the USS Enterprise.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yep. Everybody laughs. Oh, the USS Enterprise. You were Captain Kirk. Right. I'm like, no. That carrier was the last carrier. The first carrier that had 4 catapults that actually worked. I don't know if the Saratoga had the
Right.
third, right? You had the third, but that was still questionable.
Had
on
three.
the
Yeah.
third.
Yep, we
Yeah.
had three. There was a fourth one, but the only way they used that one is for when they had to take the planes off the main deck and put them in the carrier itself,
Right.
or if they had any kind of major supplies that would go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason they used it.
Yeah, I mean, we had ready 5 planes. We had A6s, we had F-14s. We were just starting to get the 18s in when I was on, and those I never really got into the F-18s. The F-14 is my plane, and I can tell you every single aspect of that plane.
Well, I know when I was on, we had the Conairs.
Yep.
But at that time, we were changing in 1989 to 1990.
Mm-hmm.
We were transitioning off to the F-18s.
Yep.
So we had to come off the aircraft carrier. We were stationed in NES Cecil Field out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where I finished my tour because after that, I was done with the sea duty. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going back on shore. Once I finished my shore duty, I got out.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So, yeah, we had...
Somebody's got a question here.
Did any of you have Petty Officer Third Class Bruce Richard? Not me.
Richardson?
Richardson. Not me.
I mean, I was in the Navy.
So was I. Yeah, but Petty Officer Third Class. I
was a U.S. YN legal yeoman.
Okay, you were yeoman. I was a aviation ordnance. If you ain't AO, you ain't shit.
Oh wow!
Hold on one second. I want to show you guys something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, we had. I told you the Enterprise, Larry. You
USS Enterprise, Larry.
Yeah, that was you got out. He got out in '92. Wow.
I got out in '91.
Yeah, I have mine. I have mine sitting in the closet too. Yep.
But this one is from the 50s, I think. So
no, it looks exactly
that's what I'm listing
like mine.
it as. No,
they didn't change them.
They didn't change them. They're the same.
They're the same.
It's not that old.
No.
But interesting enough, there's no number on the inside.
So how do you know the age on them?
Yeah, there should be a tag on the inside. The flip.
So it could be It could be. Okay, because I went to an estate sale and there was nothing but old stuff in there.
Yeah, could
Same
be
thing, huh?
Bob Denver's.
Is that lip around the top of it fold?
What?
The lip around the top of that
again?
side of it, does it fold?
Yeah, no, he doesn't even have. I don't even see the sticker for the size in there, Larry.
I don't either. Because there was a size marking on the inside of the hat.
It's been around.
Yeah, there's usually a size
There's
for
no
the hat
marking
inside.
size.
No, it's
there's
a
no number.
This
Numbers on it.
So that wasn't
No.
wasn't used. Somebody bought that, and that could have been either.
They could probably got it out of a.
This got rust marks.
Shop.
Yeah,
commissary.
Commissary, because usually as soon as you get your hat, you have to put your name and your last 4 digits of the social.
Right, that's what I don't see in there.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
And
I have
nothing
mine.
in there.
Thing, you had
He's got the tag. There's the tag. He's got it. He's got the tag in there. Yeah. Yeah, I just did.
What's that?
So.
But usually, if it was an issued one, you would have to have your stencil. If you bought one from the commissary, had to initial your names. There was a certain stencil you had to use,
right,
with your last name and your last 4 of your social.
Yep, I think I have mine.
I've seen a few of those on eBay with the, like you said, Larry. Johnny, is like the little stencil, and then the inside it, or somewhere on it is the name. But so that thing there, everything in that house was like super vintage. I mean, I found stuff from 30s and 40s and 50s, but I don't know. I'm kind of convinced it might be either Nam or Korea, but you don't think so necessarily?
No, because when you buy those in the commissary, you don't see names on them.
Yeah.
The only way you had to have a name on it is if you were actually in the military, you had to stencil all your clothes. Because on the ships, when you're on the ship, they send all the clothes in to get washed, and then when it comes back to your barracks, you would know what was yours by your last 4, your last of your name on it. You had to stencil all your clothes, including your
take my
stock.
listing down. Okay.
Yeah,
that's good to know. Yeah, because I've seen a few exactly like that, but they were definitely listing them as WW2. They had the name and the number on it. really strategically. And this one didn't have anything, but this guy, it was all his old clothes. We just happened to find it. I took my daughter out of town. There was this estate sale. I'm trying to make a video out of it. Probably everything I found in there was either. So that's the only thing I'm thinking. It might be Vietnam, because everything in there was like about from the 60s, and there was a few 50s and some 40s stuff. It was really, and I just sold a couple of things out of there already, like vintage soapbox called Snow White or something. Quick flips, like $50.
Right. I want to welcome Steve-O to the chat, and Jimmy, Uncle B. Welcome. I think I got everybody.
Jimmy.
Yep.
What up?
Yeah, because it's funny. I don't know why. Oh my God, this is bothering me because I know it's here.
What's going on? What happened?
He's looking for his uniform pieces.
Oh, okay. It's gonna drive him nuts. Let me.
Jay Mary, welcome. The crazy cat lady. Welcome to the chat.
Oop.
Have any questions?
We got a crazy cat lady.
For me? Louis?
We got a crazy cat lady.
Yeah. Marie.
Oh, I do remember seeing her. Yeah. Oh, we got another. Just things in Macari. Oh,
yeah, he's listening.
South Carolina Thrift to Treasures.
Yeah, that's Steve-O. So if anyone's not subscribed to Louis, go ahead and subscribe to him. He's still starting out, still putting out new videos. Debbie does.
I should have him up by tomorrow or Friday. I'm hoping.
Okay.
So,
welcome, Debbie. Derek's looking for something. He'll be right back. He lost his uniform from when he was in the military, the Navy.
or as you say in the military, he went AWOL. He's AWOL right now.
That's what we call it in the Navy or in the military, AWOL.
So what are you going to do this weekend, Johnny?
Work. I work every day. Every day is a holiday. Never goes a banquet on my end. I'm getting stuff ready to put into my antique booth and getting ready for my auction for Friday with Adventures in Reselling Victoria and Queen Cleopatra. I'm their guest this Friday.
So sweet. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
That's my first one I do, so I'm looking forward to it.
Can you just recap again on your antique booth? Here he comes.
Okay, for me, I have two
your antique booths in Massachusetts.
Yes, it's in Sterling, Massachusetts. There's a place called Oh My Gosh. They do have a link on the YouTube, eBay, Facebook, where you can go and find it. It's called the Oh My Gosh Antiques and Collectibles. It's an old cedar mill company. They turned into an antique mall. So I have two there. And I just made a big deal. In fact, I just put out a video yesterday. Yesterday. Of the 20 plus garage sales we went to this last weekend. And there is a big buy that I did in that video.
Nice.
Yeah.
A big what? It chopped out.
A big bulk buy.
That's awesome.
It's a whole bunch of great finds that I found at the garage, so you got to see it.
That's how you do it.
I'm jealous.
Yep.
So our state here in Texas, they've been holding back. We've had like a little opening. I'm sure you saw it on the news.
Yeah.
But they're freaking out here. So what happened is I do about once a month. There's a specialty flea market. When I say specialty, it's like fine arts, unique finds. They got to be oddity sometimes. But what it is. It's an eclectic bunch of artists from about 30 years ago. They've been on TV shows and whatnot. It's called Uncommon Objects. Look them up. But they had this wonderful, once a month, they'd have this, it's kind of like a mini flea market. So you have to be in the hook. And somehow they invited me once. And ever since then, I've been going almost every month, except until March.
Oh, wow.
And it's been so dry right now, Johnny. I mean, it's been kind of hard because once in a while I get too much stuff, and the stuff that I can't push around, I'll bring there and make quick cash flow. And, I know what sells there. And usually sometimes I can actually get more than I would on eBay or anywhere else. And it's been closed for a little while.
Yeah. Well, we just started our phase 3 It's more of a soft grade because they are having some restaurants open with a 50% capacity, but they have to also have outside seating. And you have to have a mask when you go in, but you can take your mask off while you're at the table. The wait staff has to have a mask on when they go to your table and that kind of stuff.
I would hope so.
So they have a good. Now they're saying that we're definitely in the right direction of declining. So they hope they keep it that way by the mask and the gloves and the distancing and that kind of thing. And everyone seems to be doing it. So because in our area here, you cannot go in Walmart or grocery store or Walgreens or CVS without a mask. They will not let you in.
Right. Same down here.
One thing is in Louisiana, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's where one of the places where they have a problem.
Yeah. But look at the numbers. Remember about a month ago, it's I mean, it's even now, it's inconceivable.
I gotta call my dad to see if they got their results in, because we just found out my sister and her husband have been hanging around somebody who just positive for the corona.
Oh, lovely.
So now they had told them to go and get tested when they had their doctor's appointment on Monday, because they hang around with them and they go into their house on the weekends. So now that they know that, like I told them, in 2 weeks, that's the incubation period. You need to go get tested to protect yourself.
Yep.
Right.
So my stepmom's going to be 92 on the 18th of this month, and my dad's in his late 50s or 70s. So I'm good because they're not in good health as it is.
And that's just it. It's like
be called precaution. Be safe.
Yeah, putting all politics and political correctness about everything about this is just, it's really about trying to help everybody else. I'm like, I wear a mask so in case I have it, I don't want to give it to anybody. I've had people look at me, oh, you're still wearing the mask. What do you mean still wearing the mask? And it's like, and I watch videos sometimes. I still see people walking around no mask. I get it. There's certain areas that are not affected. But right now, we've seen our numbers, and I've watched the stats. It's close. So I look at science,
I know Deb.
I see these waves, and it's like.
I know Deb lives in Texas, and I guess she was at the store the other day. I was talking to her, and she said gentleman, she was wearing her mask the whole time. She makes masks also, and she was all of a sudden she was walking out, and it was a quick rain shower, so she couldn't get out because it was bad. And the guy came in, and lady asked him, she goes, "Oh, here's your mask," and the guy goes, "I don't wear one," and just walked into the grocery store. And I'm like, seriously?
Wow.
Yeah.
I even wear gloves when I go into the store, and I have had the hand wipes. I get a shopping cart from outside. I make sure I hand wipe it first before I even go in the store, and I'm wearing gloves. I refuse to go in the stores without gloves and hand sanitizer and wipe.
I have.
Some people think it's overkill.
But you want to know what? Like you say, if you come home and you leave the stuff outside for a few minutes and just wipe it down, then you're fine. If you're just going to bring it in and start going at it, then you could have a chance. But I've been in the medical field. My wife's still in the medical field, and just you learn how to get around it and do what you need to do. Right.
Well, it takes me a good 30 minutes before I get my groceries in my house.
Right. See, I wear a mask all the time, even though I'm an asthmatic. I just have to. I have just a face coverage. I don't have a an N95 mask. But I went to Walmart the other day, and I hate I don't hate politics. I just don't like the way everything's going right now. But we went and we were talking to we were going and we were talking to, I was getting money out of Walmart, and a lady was in front of me, and she was returning something. Now they're not returning clothes because of the whole thing. Well, she was like, okay, but she brought something else back, and they asked her to put her credit card into the machine. So she put the credit card in the machine. Now you have to slide it up and in. So all of a sudden she's like, starts beeping crazy. I don't know what. And she goes, the lady goes, take it out. And, well, she wasn't paying attention. She pulled it out instead of pulling down. She snapped the thing into the CD, the inside the machine. She goes to the lady. She's like this. She's like, okay, lady, what do I do? She sounded like freaking Jerry Lewis, right? I'm like, okay, lady, what do I do? Well,
That
I'm
sounds just like my daddy.
There's like 7 people behind me. I get my money. I put it all together. Now, Valley girl, coming from California, blonde, Valley girl, mid-50s. I had to do it. I hated it. It was just meant to say it. I walked by her and I said, Blonde's lives matter also. And I walked away. And the place erupted.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Dying.
Oh, no.
All right. So, is there anything in particular? Is there anything in particular that y'all like to source and sell? What was one of your best objects that you like to sell? Anybody has questions in the chat? Put them in the chat for us, please.
I'm a big toy guy. Everybody knows that, but Deb, you're here. Deb thinks that somebody she's been blocked.
No, she's here.
No, you're Deb. Deb, you're in the chat. You're fine.
Yeah, she's even got a wrench.
Huh. I don't know why, but so I yeah. So my things are toys. But yeah.
And what about you, Louie?
And so I do all toys. I got my vintage toys like all over the place over here. And I started getting the jewelry. And I don't know a lot about jewelry.
And the thing about jewelry is that, you can run across a lot of it. And that's because, no disrespect, a good percentage of it could be like,
are we frozen?
What is it? Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I thought he can't.
Something's going on with your volume, Derek.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
No. Jewelry is interesting, but I mean, unless it's a specific piece or something, I'm not going to really go into it. I mean, we all want gold and silver and whatnot. So
I've been doing more.
My main thing would be like. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say that my main thing for the longest time, and I still enjoy doing it, probably because some of it is just I like the expediency of it, and it's easy and a little lazy, but it's like media is so easy for me. To me, it's one of the easiest things to relist. I'm talking about books, whether it's DVDs, music, different sources of media, and it saves us as resellers. I'm telling you, it's like one of those things that. Is there a lighting thing going on over here? You see that?
On your side, yeah.
Let me see here. It's probably this. Let me shut my shade. All
right. Well, for me with jewelry, I've been doing most of my jewelry in the antique booth, or I'll do the welcome, David. Or I've been doing displays of my jewelry in the antique booth itself.
Sorry, guys.
So that's why I just started with that, and then I also have a lot of 925, and so that is going into the booth as well in a different case. So that's where I put most of my jewelry in. But I sell a lot of wrestling figures.
925?
Silver. It's marked silver.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's 925. Sterling silver. Or there's even some that's over gold.
Oh, okay.
I have some of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not missing anyone's questions.
So what's the thing with wrestling figures in you, Johnny? I gotta know. What's the thing with you and wrestling figures? Is it?
Well, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with me with the enjoyment of figures, because I used to watch them when I was a kid with my parents.
Yeah.
But when I got a hold to a guy that had a whole room full of brand new sealed collectible items, we were making deals. So I've bought 2 major buys with him, and he still has more left. So he'll let me know, look, when you're ready, let me know. Nice. you're more than welcome to come back and get some more.
So this is a deal that's still going on. You're still dealing with this guy.
Oh yeah. I have a second batch that I need to start listing because I have so much of it. So what I do is I'll list some, put it in my storage in the inventory, and then I'll go back and forth with new item and new listings and new old stock and new stock back and forth. So what I do is in the morning I take my pictures first, and then I'll go ahead and start listing, make them as drafts, put everything together, then put them out. That's basically what I do every day. And plus my orders.
That's super nice. So speaking of wrestling, I was looking at my I was doing this one of the guys here on the YouTube, Rev Resell and Nikki, they're doing that 21-day challenge, and it's really motivated me, but I've been like the last couple of days I've been not able to catch up. And I dug in one of my death piles and I found this like box that was hidden under a box, and I totally forgot about like 50 wrestling DVDs. Hey, I love media. Two, I love it when there's a subject matter you know it's going to sell. And probably about a third of those, I was able to sell them individually. And the rest of them, I put them in a big lot, and that's like an extra $50 right there, you know.
Right.
And I didn't pay anything. I got them at the bins for like $5-6. I don't know, maybe less.
Well, I have to say that the items that I'm getting.
No, actually, we get them less at this one.
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I said the reason I started getting it.
I don't pay much for.
Go ahead. Finish.
You good?
It's the delay.
Sorry about the delay.
For me, the reason I went with the wrestling figures is because when I got a hold of this guy through Facebook Marketplace, I went there for the first time. I already knew what I wanted to buy because he sent me pictures. His brother would send me pictures of group items. I'd tell him what I was looking for. And then the more pictures he sent me, the more I got interested because it was action figures, Star Wars, Spider-Man, Batman, the whole 9 yards. So what we did was that my first buy was all wrestling figures because I would look them up and see how much they were going for. And so we came up to a price for the whole items that I bought. So it came out to like $15 a piece for the big WWE wrestling figures, but they're selling for double and triple the amount that he asked for. That's the only reason I went with it and took a chance, and so far it's been paying off. Every now and then I might get one that the value of it drops, but I'm still making at least my money that I put into it. But that's not too often. And now what you were saying about your items?
And you can sit on it too for a while.
Yeah.
I'm constantly finding toys. Seekonk and Raynham flea markets are really good finds for the flea market. And then I'm part of probably 20 to 30 toy groups on Facebook. So there's always Facebook auctions and I showed Johnny before we came on, but nobody knew what this was.
I want to welcome Andy Somita in the chat. Welcome.
Andy.
What'd you say?
Andy's always cooking food. I was thinking, is that a Transformer?
Yeah, that's the original G1 Megatron.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Notice at the end of it doesn't have an orange cap.
Yeah, see? Takara. Made in Japan. Yep. It all comes apart, and I don't want to. It's one of those ones where you don't want to play around with this thing a lot because if you break it, then buy money.
Yeah.
So, but I like my Transformers. I'm a big G.I. Joe guy. I love my vintage G.I. Joes. And my Hot Wheels, my Red Line Hot Wheels, and so I get a lot of that stuff.
I'll look to buy anything that's sealed, no matter how old or how new it is, but it's got to be sealed. I feel I get more money out of it that way than it is used out of the box. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to pass up a good deal. Yeah, but it's not that few and far between that I do that.
Harry just showed up. Oh,
Harry,
boy.
welcome. Debbie wants to know, Louis, what part of Texas are you in?
I'm in a part of Texas. A lot of people here. We just call it central. It's the hill, area. It's Central Texas. We call it the Hill Country. Mostly, if we're here, we're saying the Hill Country. If you're from Houston, you'll say that's the Hill Country. If you're in Dallas, they're in the Hill Country. But it's central. It's right next to the capital. I'm down here in Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay.
No, she's close. She's near Fort Hood.
Oh yeah, you're really she's just like about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard they have some bins there, but they're not as big, I heard. I don't know. But I heard there's some good stuff. I met a couple people at the bins. They'll come to there's two of them here in Austin, Texas. One is actually outside of Austin. It's called Round Rock, where my daughter lives. And there's one down south of Austin. And that place it's like Johnny's description. You kind of stand back, you gauge it. But once you get the feel of it, you know where to go. You kind of, who to stand next to, and you do your thing, you go in there. But ask Andy. I heard Andy said, Samota said in California, they'll just stab you a couple times and get you out of the way.
Well, that's how I was talking to Lisa and Rob from a couple of pickers, and they said that's how the Orlando one is in Florida. They said you got to be careful and you just go in, sneak in, grab your thing, and walk and just try to hide back. But then I don't know if you guys watch Thrift Gold. They're up in Buffalo. I mean, they have field days that they're out there. So.
Was that a TV show?
Every place is different when it comes to the bins.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but
Johnny.
Yeah, that's why
yes.
Good.
No, they closed the ones in Houston, Texas, because there was a lot of needless violence. There was everything was getting out of control.
Wow.
And they shut all the shops. They don't do it there anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
I
was in the Outer Banks, and I was in a fishing tournament, and we had one day that we could do something, and there was a Goodwill, and I'm like sitting there going, I couldn't get the ride to go over there because I wanted to see if it was a bins or not, because I just wanted to have a field day.
What I like about the ones in New Hampshire, there's an actual Goodwill store next to it.
Next to it, yep.
And it's a big one too, and that's a good. You can get a good bit of deals in there.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
Welcome, Rachel. Welcome.
Not here. You got to drive.
Yes, good drive here too.
Yeah,
Rachel.
you gotta drive here too. I know Casey, when Casey used to live up here. Not Casey. What's his name? Connecticut. He just moved to Florida. He used to do
Rally Route?
No, not
you're
Rally.
talking about
Steve Rakin.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was up here. Yeah. When he used to do his meetup in Connecticut, he used to have to travel, but he used to do every single Goodwill, every single.
A lot of his videos.
Yeah.
He's in Florida now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yes. So if anyone has any questions,
and the thing about it is if you find.
Go ahead.
No, just saying, if you find a place, your honey hole, whatever it is, I'm not strictly talking about bins, but once you figure out the dynamic, and sometimes it's about time, sometimes it's about the people you hang out with. If you're there, it's good to make connections, and they help you find something, you help them. Sometimes it's just about knowing where a good place has all that stuff.
Right.
I'm lucky where if I go about 30 minutes up north, they give you all media is $5 for $1. If you go down south, anything as DVDs and CDs, they'll charge you by weight, and it's like that's a lot of money. You can lose out. But I've scored so many things, like in terms of media, it doesn't cost me anything. It's
it's $1.30.
It just depends what you're looking for and how you're going about it.
It's $1.39 for clothing, $1.20 for hard goods, and then I think it's up to $5 with electronics. Like if it's over so much, if it's over $5, they just leave it at $5. So Yeah. So you can walk out of there with a lot of stuff.
I know when I went to the bins in New Hampshire,
they have it's. What happened?
Go ahead, John.
No, what you were saying? No, go ahead.
No, I was saying what happened in New Hampshire. No, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just listening to you saying something about New Hampshire.
When we went to the bins there, I got a lot of dress shirts that were still brand new in the wrapper, in the pack. So with the cardboard and the pins and everything, I wound up getting for 99 cents a piece. And I wound up getting some of these. It was a pack, still brand new, wrapped in its pack. The bicycle pedals with the strap that goes across it. I sold that already, and I sold most of the shirts. But again, I did most of the outside the walls where it had all the bins and stuff, and then the inside of the case. For me, I just can't see myself inside the middle where everybody's at. I don't like that.
Because when you walk into the bins in New Hampshire, you walk by the main store, and then you keep on going, and then you have the carts to go into the bins. When you walk in, there's 18 bins just for hard goods.
Yep.
Then they have 3 bins for electronics.
What?
A bin for shoes, a bin for backpacks and everything, and then there's 12 more bins just for clothing. So they have it all separated.
That's a lot of bins.
And they rotate through. Like they'll leave 6 of the hard goods. Then they'll go get them, and you can't touch it until that bin is set in that spot. You cannot touch it.
I found that odd on how they were waiting in line for the next row of bins to come out. They don't touch, they don't move, they just stand like they're at attention in the military. And then once the bins come out, it's like vultures in a swimming pool with piranhas. Like, wow.
My buddy,
they do it here.
My buddy went up with me. He's
lady, she'll scream at you and go, "I'm gonna kick you out if you."
Yep. Make sure there's glass in this one, so you have to be careful. That's what she says. And my buddy, he was standing there, and there was a Lexan 60s skateboard, clear Lexan. And there was a kid with long hair, looked like he was a skateboarder, and he's standing there, and he's like looking at it. So my buddy went like this and was just starting to look at it. He goes, "Don't you even touch that. That's mine." So what he did, it was so funny. The kid went to grab it. Well, he hit the back end of it, and it flip kicked, smacked the kid right in the mouth. He grabbed
Was there a fight?
There was a fight. The kid went, "Ah!" My buddy just grabbed it and just walked away. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
So in Texas, where I'm at in Central Texas, there's the 2. And the one down south is known as being just vile, obnoxious, dirty, gritty. And people, I've seen fights go out, like 2 old ladies, like in their 70s, just like pulling hair and killing each other. And it gets out. I don't like that stuff. You know, it's like if I'm there, whatever. It's what you're going to tell me, like something for $10, $20 is worth, you know, punching somebody over. I mean, I've gotten testy with people, but you know,
see that
I like politeness.
I'm Italian and Portuguese, so I'm thick-headed, and I put my hand into the bin, and I found the black lion for Voltron from the 80s piece. I had the bottom, and this guy put his hand on the top, and I told him straight out, "Don't you even dare." I says, "If you even come anywhere near me and try to pull this out of my hands, you are going to feel it." And he just backed away because I carry my cane because I have some off balance, and my cane looks like the Joker hook. Trust me, I can use it if I have to.
You were setting boundaries pretty much. You're like, "Hey, back off."
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed on some places
cussing at them in Portuguese.
They basically have them staged out.
Yeah. Yep.
We got a question for you. The Lone Star Picker, Louis. Where is the Round Rock? Is the Goodwill bins located?
So if who's asking?
Debbie does
sales. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really easy. It's north of Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you're going to do is the easiest route. It's off of 35 going north, like you're going to Dallas. But just as you're leaving Austin, Texas, there's I'm sorry, you guys. I got to keep putting my finger in one of these notifications. The battery thing's doing weird things. I'm on the phone. So when you're going north, Austin, just as you get just about 10 minutes before you get to the 45 exit, you got to get off. There's this. I'm trying to remember the name of but if you look it up, it's just you have to type in Goodwill Outlet. You have to use the word outlet, Round Rock, Texas, and it's just north as you're leaving Austin, just before you get into Round Rock. And if you're going north, it's going to be on your left-hand side. It's one of the better ones. It's the one down south is. I've been to one in San Antonio. It's a joke. It's like there's like maybe 8 bins that hold hard goods, and maybe another 2 bins that hold oddball stuff, and then another 6 bins that hold clothes. That's it. It's really tiny. They do have a nice electrical section, but it's like,
Now, Lady Luck Junk, Danica says Orange Donut Town Round Rock. What is that?
She knows it. Yes. So Johnny, you guys, there's this place. If you ever go rolling through Texas, people just call it Austin, but there's this little town called Round Rock north of it. It's used to be a blink your eye kind of town, but they have the best donuts there. And don't ask me why their glaze is like, it looks orange. It's the best. Their donuts are the freshest. And it's like, people come from San Antonio all the way up there and get these donuts. And I'm like, but I used to get them all the time. I got sick of them because my daughter she actually went to school across the street from it. So I was like, yeah, you can only eat so many donuts.
Yeah. I know in New Orleans, before we moved, we found this one place where we live.
I got a question for you guys.
They had a donut with a burger and cheeseburger, and you can get it with or without glaze. Talk about good.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is the infamous hook.
Talk about a heart attack. I love it.
There is the infamous hook.
Do you have any like gadgets like 007 where like boom,
Well, if I really wanted to,
oh Lord.
It has an opening, so I could really do something if I really wanted to.
Yes, indeed.
Only if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Only if I wanted to.
All right.
That's right.
My phone's doing weird things.
Crystal, Rosie's Closets in. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Crystal. Debbie used to work at the Honda dealership.
I think cussing in Portuguese is good.
Yep, it is.
Little Debbie Donuts. Okay. That sounds like a heart attack.
So
sorry, guys.
That's all right.
So I wanted to show you something. This brand new thrift shop I went to the other day. Found this. I found them before, but I went ahead and did a comp on it again, and I'm typing it in and asked the guy. I saw it was on his table and he was about to price it. And I said, what is this? And it's like Luby's. And I went, oh, I sold one of those a while ago. And I remember it was pretty good. It was like in the 20s, $20. And I thought, oh, this guy's going to want like $5 or $10 for it, So I asked him, and this guy was really nice. It's a brand new, I just found it about a week ago, a brand new thrift shop. And it's got like 3 layers to it. It's I don't know if it's an old hardware store or something. And the guy goes, $2. And I'm like, yeah, I look up the comps. I about dropped my chin just dropped. And I went, what? One just sold. Now, granted, I know something sells doesn't mean it's going to sell like that again. But they sold pretty steady within about a month's range. 75, 125, one sold for like 60, and then went to 15 and then back to 100. And I thought, what the heck is going on? So I told the guy, you said $2, I grab it. And then, like you were saying, you like toys. And he goes, oh, there's this place downstairs. We don't open it till Saturday or Sunday, but I'll let you go today. And I go downstairs and I find nothing but like wrestling figures, 1990s, Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. I found some Power Rangers, and I'm like, I just killed it. I grabbed all this stuff. But today, this sold for $75 plus $10 shipping. So,
oh wow,
the lady's in like $85.
That's a good deal.
I about dropped my jaw, and I went low on it. yeah, I was like, move it, sell it. It just sold today. Yeah.
You just never know what somebody's going to buy or what they want.
That's it. I mean, who knew?
Look it up. It's crazy. Look at my stories on Instagram. It's weird. It's like there's some like hidden secret cult of Luby's restaurant cookbooks. I'm like, what the heck? These old ladies fight over it. I was going to put it on an auction. I thought I'm going to set a high price that's a little low, but good enough that I'm going to get at least $75. And she gave it to me. She gave me $75.
Well, that's pretty good then. That's a good sell for you.
Crazy.
It is. I know Johnny likes coming to my auctions on Mondays because he got a mystery box off of me that he's still loving.
I'm still taking. I already separated everything.
I almost bought that box of comics.
I already have over $345 listed of just the top surface of that box of jewelry.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, my channel is starting to change a little bit. Mondays is going to be everybody. Like Johnny wanted to come on. If you wanted to come on, Louis, we're going to do the whole rotation through. Victoria comes on. Val is going to be coming on. Wednesdays is going to be my jewelry auction. And Friday is going to be nothing but toys. So 3 auctions a week now. Just going through different. But I want to do it different. And it's going to be like it was today. Most of it $5 plus shipping. You want it? Bang! I'm gonna give you a number. That's it. Yeah.
You were giving good prices. Let me tell. I don't know how you stay. How do you stay afloat? I mean, I know you. It's about moving stuff, and sometimes you got too much stuff, and some people don't want to do it. But you were giving out. I mean, literally good prices, and people. I understand some people don't. They don't want it. They pass. Mm-hmm. You were very polite.
Yep.
But you were giving really good price. You can't even get it shipped that price. I mean, it's like it was crazy. It was you were giving good stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I do because
where do you source it?
I have so many connections in the state because the state's so small that I've worked with so many people that I get phone calls and they'd be like, listen, like I just tell Johnny, I'm waiting for a guy to call me back. It's a whole back of a pickup truck, 70s, 80s clothing. He said for $25, that's it. $25, he's shipping it. He's going to drive it to me.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Because
let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
No. Hold your thought. But I was going to ask, and maybe we don't have to answer right away. But in light of what's going on, not to get on like a dark topic, us as resellers, God forbid that there's another one of those, what's the term?
Pandemics?
Another Groundhog Day where we got to go through a lockdown of certain stores and whatnot. And our sourcing becomes a little bit fickle, and it can happen. But, how, what are you guys doing to take measures? Like, whatever it is. Like me, I'm stocking up on supplies because fourth quarter is coming up pretty quick. I want to have enough boxes, tape, and stuff like that. And then as I find stuff, because I got a few death piles, but as you find good stuff, you gotta take the opportunity, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when the pandemic was going on,
so what are you guys gonna do?
In the pandemic here in Rhode Island, it was seriously a pure lockdown. Nobody was doing nothing. But my wife worked at the hospital, so she had the right to go wherever she needed to go. Well, people didn't want to worry about anything, so they knew they weren't going to have yard sales, so they were just putting stuff out by the trash. So literally, my wife would come home with carloads of stuff. We would leave it outside, wipe it all down, and then bring it in and just sell it. And and I mean, I still have, and then I have 2 storage units that I have full of stuff.
Well, I have stuff enough to go through that I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still listing everything I have. I mean, I have some 2 areas that's not listed yet. And I have stuff that came in from auctions that I got to start listing. So I'm okay if it happens. I'm going to live for it day for day. I'm going to live for the day to the fullest. And I'm not worried about that.
I'm actually good right now, too. But but there's some people, and I look out for my buddies here. I got a couple circles locally. And then, there's some of you guys online here and whatnot, and Instagram and YouTube. I get concerned for them, and I probably could like load a couple boxes and just put them on an auction like you guys do sometimes. But if something, I mean, maybe I'm looking at it from a logistical perspective, because like Texas can come up again. We can be like another New York thing, and I heard California's still dragging it out. I don't know. And like I said, I don't want to get on a dark topic, but like as far as the economy goes, I still go into Walmart and it's bare shelves.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying to someone the other day, you don't realize how much stuff comes from China until we need it, and it's not there on the shelves because of it.
Right.
That's the sad thing.
See, the thing here is, and I think, and I'm not saying that I myself, but I was already doing the auction thing already.
Right.
So when this pandemic hit, I knew that, okay, if I needed to get stuff shipped out, it gets shipped out. I didn't have to worry about that. I have all my supplies. So I just had stuff here and then just pack it and have the sale. And then everybody just followed suit. Now you have Rise and Grind and Thrifty Santa. You have now, because they took a big hit when Amazon and everything got shut down. Now they're following suit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the biggest thing is to be prepared. But if you have a store,
an Amazon thing too.
You need to go ahead and get your orders of your coupons that you get. Don't forget to use them, because if you don't use it within that quarter, you lose that. And that's $50 you can get on some shipping supplies. That's $50 right off the top that you can save on shipping supplies. That way you don't have to worry about it later.
I use a lot of it on tape. I love tape.
I got to mention something.
Go ahead. Mention it.
No. And you're talking about eBay, right, Johnny?
Yeah.
You're talking about eBay?
Yeah.
So did you see the new thing? I'm a slowpoke. So like I'm a real snail when it comes up to signing up for eBay's new
management payments.
What do you call their payment thing? Where
it doesn't matter how slow you're going to be.
So did you guys get the email?
If you don't do it by the end of this month,
right,
you will be mandatory to do it.
It's
automatic.
Oh no,
by the 15th.
Well, that's not what I was going to say. They send me an email. They're going to give me They offer me $50 if I fill it out by Friday, and a couple other people I know have gotten that too. Some people said that they gotten higher, and I thought, oh, so it depends on the store. But I got like a $50 credit waiting if I do it by Friday. So they're like, hurry up, get it done.
Very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm lazy.
They're not going to roll it out till after the 15th, but they want everybody by the end of the month.
Yeah. And
sure.
Don't forget how many categories they are pulling.
Yeah.
They are pulling some serious categories that is not going to be fun anymore. So that's why my Macari jumped up. Facebook Marketplaces jumped up. I'd rather hit those areas. And if eBay goes to the wayside, it goes to the wayside. I'm not worried about it.
Well, but the main things they're talking about pulling is like your.
I don't think it'll go to the wayside. It's just we're going to have to look.
Yeah. There's a list out there. You just got to look for it and see, make sure it's not something.
What is it? What's the other thing? Adult toys?
Yeah, that's been like that. They're going to take that off automatically.
Yeah.
Where's well, she's not in the chat. Then she has to worry about that. Ciosa sells.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think you can do it.
She got it. Yeah,
Rosie's if you sell it, you can't. If you do it on eBay and you sell it, you can't use it through the power of the managed payment system.
Right.
You can you can still sell it, but you won't get to use it through the managed payment system.
Yeah, you have to do everything the opposite way.
And still go through PayPal.
Yeah, because if you're doing managed payments,
so they'll still let you. So you can set up just PayPal.
If your categories of what you're selling is not included in the shipment management payment system.
Yeah.
If you're having a category that's banned from that, then you could still sell it, but you won't be able to use that managed payment system. You have to go directly through PayPal.
Yeah. So
it's just a matter of doing
the fine print, Johnny.
What?
Yeah. It was in the fine print.
No, it's actually in writing of what you can and can't sell.
Yeah.
When you go to sign up, they'll give you you got to read everything because it's going to tell you. I did a video on it. It'll tell you the breakdown of what you can and can't use in managed payment.
Yeah.
what you can do if you do categories. You got to use another payment system. Everything's gonna be in one location now.
Okay,
But yeah,
that's what I mean.
yeah, you have to look at everything before you decide if that's what you're going to do, because if not, they're going to make you do it anyway.
Yeah, it's more of a headache than it is anything else. If you know what you're doing and you have those categories, you're fine. If not, that's why I said Macari. I mean, 10%. You know what you're doing on Macari. You can't. There's nothing else you can do wrong there. Facebook Marketplace, and there's other places. Poshmark I don't do much of because I don't do a lot of clothes, but you just gotta you gotta push. That's all you gotta do.
Right. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and round this down. We already over.
Which one is the one you can sell anything? Is it Macari?
Yeah.
Macari, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Macari, you can do about anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's still stipulations, but it's not as bad.
Okay.
Right. All right, everybody. I want to thank everyone for coming in the chat tonight. Don't forget that we have Friday. We're going to have our auction on Queen Cleopatra in Adventures in Reselling Victoria at 6 o'clock Eastern on Adventures of Reselling's channel. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to go and subscribe, because we will do this every Friday, and it's at 6 o'clock. But I'm going to be a guest this Friday. So listen, did you see my thumbnail? No, I haven't. I'll have to look. So definitely, that's Queen Cleopatra's channel, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, that's the other one. Okay.
That's the show she had
right
put
this week. Yeah. So this Friday I'll be a guest on the show, and so don't forget to go subscribe. We do bingo every Tuesday, and then we rotate. This week was Larry, so next week will be Victoria's channel, and then the following week will be on my channel. It's free to play, and you win prizes if you win bingo. And so Saturday we have a live show.
Thank you for the moon pies, Larry.
This Friday, we'll have OBX Picker, and my other guest backed out, so I might have just an open spot.
Eric.
This Friday, Eric, he'll be on the channel, but the other one, something happened, family emergency, so my other guest couldn't make it. So, and that's what I have going on this week. And then tomorrow I'll be working on.
Maybe I'll come on there just to harass Eric.
And then I'm having my country gravy, chocolate country gravy and bacon over biscuits recipe coming out this week.
Nice.
That one's done and got out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I got a busy week.
Wow.
So thank everybody, and I want to thank everybody for coming and supporting the channel. Also, be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks. I will be doing a giveaway as soon as I reach 500 subscribers. I got a few new things coming in that's going to be part of the giveaway for those that are supporting the channel. So be on the lookout for that coming out in the next couple of weeks. All right. Thank y'all, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later, and y'all have a great night.
Everybody, go sub Johnny. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.